For the debunker, Alternative 3 is a sitting duck. My first inclination on reading the book several years ago was to dismiss it as a poorly done science fictional hoax. Although widely accepted and defended among UFO buffs as an explicit revelation of the secret activities of this planet's ruling elite, watching the original British television show or reading the book based on it will quickly dispel that notion. That's from Chapter 1, The Bloody Neck, in Casebook on Alternative 3, UFO Secret Societies and World Control by the late and lamented Jim Keith. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. I'm going to make a prediction right now that Ron Paul's candidacy for president in 2012 is going to start slipping off into obscurity. And it will be no surprise that he will not mount any significant kind of election campaign because he has no intention of winning. And that was also true in 2008, where he failed to spend all the money that he had. I'm sure all of you Ron Paul supporters will be dismayed and continue to be dismayed by my calling out a shill for being a shill. But this entire thing, the more I look at it, is meant to be a loser right off the bat. And I predict that his presence in the polls and everything else is just going to keep going down, 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 down as we approach election day. And my own personal prediction when it comes to candidates for the Republicans is that we're going to see at least one more candidate enter the race later on, and that person will be probably most likely to win because all of the candidates that we have now hold extreme positions. And I'm going to give you an example of what I talk about with extreme, okay? There's this idea about regulations, okay? And it seems that every one of the GOP candidates talks about these crushing, overwhelming burden of regulations. Oh my God, they're just stifling and crushing business. And you know, when they talk about business, they all talk about small businesses. Because that's where all the jobs are, small businesses. But every motherfucking thing that they do or fucking propose does absolutely fucking nothing to help a small fucking business. Everything they do is giveaways to fucking corporations. And I'm sorry, but the free market, which never will be free, ever, is not a living fucking entity able to make up its mind and decide things. And what does it mean if you take away all of these regulations? All of the horrible, crushing burden of regulations, like maybe not flopping fucking sewage into my fucking drinking water. It's a crushing burden. So we're expected to believe, because of the crushing burden of these regulations, that if we just get rid of them, that then all these companies are going to clamor to hire new people. Well, let me ask you this. If you have banks and corporations right now sitting on giant fucking mountains of money that was stolen from every single person in this fucking country, and they are not willing to hire one fucking person, you tell me how getting rid of a regulation that allows them to pollute the fucking environment and burn down the fucking planet is going to result in more jobs. And then there's the idea of jobs themselves. Well, Ron Paul's solution is what? What? Where are the jobs going to come from? Well, I guess we could all just end up as chimney sweeps and picking up the slop off the floor of the closest mega millionaire. There are no solutions offered. Everybody's against something. Ron Paul, end the Fed. Okay, fine. Fine. I'm all for it. What is your fucking alternative? Sound money. What the fuck is that? What is it? What does it do? How does it work? If you have it backed by something, it's automatically limited. And if you have an expansionist situation that you need to put money into the system to not restrict growth, which, God forbid, the government should ever have to step in on anything, because corporations are magical and they know exactly what to do. And they're always good and kind and wonderful, and they treat their employees so fucking good. And by all means, get rid of the minimum wage and the Civil Rights Act and all the rest of them that all of these fucking lunatics want to get rid of. And see how many jobs you get. See how many, instead, more people you see out of work. And see how much more this fucking country will fall into the fucking mire of its own fucking built-up cesspit of filth. But wait, it gets better, because we only have a few days to go before President Obama is going to issue his magical mystery jobs package. But, to steal a little bit of his thunder, the assholes in Congress, like Eric, I am the biggest douchebag that ever fucking lived, please shoot me in my fucking head because I can't stand to be alive, Cantor, who will not approve any money to help anybody for anything under any circumstances unless a cut comes somewhere else, preferably to his corporate insider buddies. Unveil their package. And what are their targets? Crushing burden of regulation. Oh my God, underneath of it I'm being crushed. And, what a surprise. Lower corporate taxes. Well, that's the answer, of course. Because the giant, hideously obscene mountain of money that these people are sitting on now is nowhere near enough, obviously. They have to have 3 or 4 mountains of stolen fucking money. And then they might think about hiring a fucking worker. So then you might be saying, well, surely Obama is going to come up with something that's going to be a real deal. He's going to do something this time. By God, he's gonna. Give me a fucking break, will you? Is there anybody out there who still holds this hope that Obama is going to finally do something? He's doing everything the way he was supposed to do it. One thing I have to say, without a doubt, Obama was the most masterfully crafted politician that was ever created in this country. Because he came with such an intricate legend, a backstory that include ties to leftists and underground people and communists and Marxists, all these shadowy connections in his past, perfectly placed him in the position that he's in, with all the left cover he could want, so that he can enact all of the ridiculous lunacy that he is enacting. So, what's the Obama jobs package going to look like? Maybe corporate tax cuts. Yeah, that would work. And then, how about we maybe do away with regulations? And let's make sure we give more money to the corporations that are already sitting on giant fucking aircraft carriers full of fucking money that they stole off of every single one of us. That's the ticket. That's the answer right there. So you're going to see this lunacy continue to be played out. And what does any one of these candidates offer as a solution? I'm against this. I'm against this. I'm against this. This is unconstitutional. I'm against this. I'm against this. I'm against this. If they ever talk about being for something, they don't have a fucking answer. They don't have any fucking clue. No idea. No nothing. They say something, but it doesn't mean shit. And if I hear anybody ever again say, in answer to any motherfucking thing, that the answer is free market, you might as well go gut yourself. And maybe when you commit seppuku, you could have a buddy, if you still have a friend at that fucking point, to chop your fucking head off. To end your pain and suffering. If you could be so fucking lucky. This is the bullshit you're going to see. And it's going to continue, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. I'd really love for someone to really answer, what is your solution? And if you say free market, I'm going to bash your face in with a brick. Thank you. Good night.